Hello everybody, this is Jim Hogeboom, Superintendent at Novato Unified, doing a What's Up Wednesday, even though it's Thursday, but there you go. I'm here with Colin Karchner, and we've invited him out to our district. So Colin, who are you anyway?
Well, I'm a dad. I have 4 kids. And so that's number one. Number two, I am a speaker, a youth advocate, a social activist, going around the country, educating parents and teachers and teens on social media and how we can help our kids navigate through this tech. Because it's a crazy world they're going through, and the distance between where parents think their kids are and where their kids really are is getting wider and wider, and we need to bring that closer together through education.
Thank you. So I think that social media is one of the key issues, problems of our time. We're so glad you're here. Your messages resonated with parents last night. You're talking to all of our middle school kids today. So what's the main problem with social media? What's the big deal? I mean,
Yeah, well, one of the big problems is that it's a great tool, but for our kids, a lot of them, it's really, really affecting them in a negative way. Handing these kids access to the entire world when they're too young, is opening them up to a lot of things they should never see or experience, which leads to a lot of anxiety, the comparison of themselves with all their peers and with other people. And then we've unlocked 24/7 access to peer culture, which is drama, which is cyberbullying, which is stuff that used to end when the bell rang, but now for these kids, goes all day, all night. And so we're seeing a lot of kids really struggle with trying to keep up with who they are in real life and on their phone, and it's causing so much unneeded stress, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, the stuff they can see on apps that we let them use that we thought were okay, it can be very dangerous, have a lot of negative talk, a lot of negativity. And so what can we do is we have to stop pretending that everything's fine and start talking about these problems, and we need to talk to our kids and listen. And stop being afraid of what their tech use. We have to stop worrying and being afraid and start coming together with our kids again, having conversations.
So I think as parents and educators, we all know that social media is a huge problem. I think as parents, we don't know what to do about it, right? And so just handing them, hey, here's the social media, go for it. So what are the 3 or 4 things we need to be thinking about as parents? Besides, if we need to do something, what do we need to be doing?
The number one thing is we have to stop giving our kids access to these platforms when they're too young. Now I know we all are learning this, and you look around like, well, kids a year ago it was 15, 16, and now it's 8, 9, and 10. We have to stop giving to them when they're too young. They can't process it. There's too much dopamine. There's too much negativity. Number 2 is if they already have access, how do you put the lion back in the cage? It's really hard. It's not going to happen for a lot of the kids. So it's about having brave conversations and talk to your kids. What are you doing on Snapchat? Who do you follow on Instagram? What are your friends sharing? And get those conversations back where kids feel like they can talk to their mom without being shamed, without feeling guilty. They're kids, and they're growing up in a world that is designed for adults, and they're trying to be adults with adult tech.
So kind of like looking at what the apps are and putting some limits around it, right? In terms of time, so they're not spending all night, things like that. A social contract?
Yes, you have to do a tech contract where you're setting rules and regulations. No more free will-nilly of you can have access all day, all night to anything you want. We have to look at the apps they're using, and we have to set regulations and boundaries, and the biggest thing is we've got to get those devices out of the bedroom. If your kid has their iPad or their phone or their Xbox in the bedroom, they're on it all day, all night. And these kids are up till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're not sleeping, so they come to school wired and tired. And kids can't make good decisions when they're exhausted. So get the devices out of the bedroom.
Okay, so there's a million more things. We've got some resources for you. He's got some great books to recommend. He's got a website, Save the Kids.
SaveTheKids.us.
We'll get that all there for you. So thanks for your time on What's Up Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll see you soon.